Hi guys, this is Suryaram Sitamraju. Today I'm going to give you PowerPoint presentation on the technology resources that is helpful for students. You can think that I'm supposed to give on technology resources with students, but you are seeing it over here which is said like technology resources that help visually impaired people. Everyone might get this doubt like why I'm going on this particular resource, like what would this do? But I would like to give you a quick recap. This morning, while I was planning to give a presentation while choosing what topic I need to select in online, I found so many materials that are related for students that they can use in their daily life. But my sister, she just yelled on me saying don't be so into the computer in the early in the morning. It might cause you it will damage to your eyes, something like that. Then suddenly I thought like, what if a blind person has to submit an assignment, or what if he has to give anything by doing it? So having thought about it, I have started looking online. What does a people who is having problem with their vision, how would they interact submitting the assignments, or how would they interact in their daily life in order to go in computer and find out the stuff? I will just give you like a random stats. Like approximately 65% of visually impaired people are aged 50 or older. 7% of cases occur in individuals between age of 15 to 44. It is not always people above 50 or have this vision problem. There are many since it's visual impairment in college doesn't have to be a setback for kids who wanted to enroll and do study in schools or something like that. Some of the most accomplished college graduates who also experienced a visual disability includes so many prominent personalities. There are many questions that come up into our mind talking about the visual disabilities. So what is a visual impairment? What can you call a visual impairment? So it is a disability which affects the vision or sight. For example, right now I wear glasses, but I don't need to put on my glasses in order to look in my computer, because which I will further explain what sort of sight that I do have. So the eye is a major part in our body, and it is a major organ of sight, and therefore visual impairment affects the eye to a lesser or greater degree. There is so many technologies these days that we can identify if we have any problem with our eye. Many people have some type of visual problems in their life. I usually sort of a guy who wear glasses. I have seen people who wear contacts. So as long as we can see the objects far away or closer very clearly, it is really essential for every one of us to take immediate precautions. I know I need to provide the technology, but I just wanted to give you a insight. Never neglect if you think you are having a small vision problem. It's always better to get a medical treatment or corrective lenses like glasses or contacts, which will help us in the future. So here are the technologies that I have recently seen by researching it this morning that would help visually impaired people. Some of these are screen reading and talking browsers. I always used to wonder, like when you go into a Chrome browser and right click and read out loud, there is a comment like read. So I would always wonder why the browser should have read, but I get to see the reason. There is for every visually impaired person, they can adapt to this screen reading and talking browsers. There is also voice recognition software. Furthermore, I have seen it. I myself work in a banking sector, and I have seen many people apply for the credit cards. So I just logged into our code base and I have found out like we have a certain functionality called ADA. This is strictly used for people who are having like visually impaired. They can listen what exactly the field name that we are populating it on the credit card, and they will enter the value. There is this braille keyboard and printer, which I would further show you what it is and how it does. It would help the impaired persons to actually use it. The smart cane, of course, for students to walk in if they need. And there are so many big keys keyboard, big launchers, braille sense and audible versions that is available for in order, and also screen magnifiers for children to use it, or even for adults when they are at work and they wanted to use technology or internet. So screen reading and talking browsers. Software which is used to, like, if you ask your machine just to say like read the browser for me, there will be audiobooks just like how the audiobook would read. There will be like a computer screen which transfer into the speech words used totally for blind and others who have trouble reading a magnified text. There is a voice recognition software which allows user to use one voice as an input device and can dictate into the computer to give commands to computer, such as if you want to open a Microsoft Word, you can say open Microsoft Word, or pulling down the menu options, or if you want to save anything, all these commands can go using this voice recognition software. CCTV. This is like a video camera combination which is used for people who are like visually impaired. They can magnify the prints in books and newspaper, which can also write in checks and do different stuff. This is one of the option, even like teachers can use it. The next one, braille keyboard and printer. While I am at it, I would also wanted to tell you, like, I couldn't put in all slides together in this printer, in this PowerPoint, but I would also like to add there is a talking checkbook which would technology that helps students to manage their funds and banking more easily via an audio platform. There is also a classmate reader. This device reads digital audio files and books with further embedded study tools. So students who are having visually impaired, we have to sort of like motivate them to take up and be normal like the other students are. So what does this braille keyboard and printer does? The adaptive keyboards are like customized to accommodate the learner's needs. So that is like there is a tap thing that they can go in and tap by saying like, to go into the top of the section of field or to read or to over here, this keyboard does. There is also this printing of this braille where teacher can use this in providing handouts and worksheet for visually impaired learner. Smart cane. While saying this, like, I have a cousin who is like visually impaired when he is very at a very young age, like maybe 12 years old, and he totally lost his eyesight. He always used to carry this cane, and I have seen some people like make fun of him. But to be honest with you, today he is the best stock exchange. Like, he does this daytime stock trading, and I would tell you like he's in a very great position. And people who were laughing at him at that point of time were today like saying this guy can do anything. So it just I just recollected it as I was looking into this slide. So this can assist the learner in moving through their environment and by calculating the objects all around up to few meters away. So people who are like visually impaired, there is no problem at all, they can use this smart cane. There is OCR character recognition, optical character recognition stuff. This software is used to convert scanned text from books or other documents into information that the computer recognizes. Teacher can scan and print the official forms, passport, drivers, or permit forms and use it in filling the form exercises. This software we need to whatever we are doing at this point of time, this OCR character recognition or cane or even this braille keyboard or anything, this is typically to help the visually impaired persons in order to get them interact along with the other students to behave normally. So all these softwares are also sort of like a technological resources that we can provide it for the visually impaired persons. Then there is the screen magnifiers. The software enlarges the information by predetermined incremental factor. Like most screens, like even if you go in, you can zoom in until like 200% on any website. But if you download this software called screen magnifiers and add it like a plugin to any browser, most screen magnification software has the flexibility to magnify the full screen. Like every word will be so visible for the person if he is trying to use it, and parts of the screen or provide a magnifying glass view of the area around the cursor or pointer. So this is what that I thought like good technological resource for visually impaired persons. There might be many more out in the internet, but I was able to find out like these seven, any person can use it in their daily life, who is like visually impaired and can easily act along with the other person. So there is no problem in having this, like every person do have some sort of like visual challenges. Like I myself, for example, like as I said before, I myself used to wear glasses where I can't see, which is having a short sight, so I can't see the objects that are far enough. So we don't need to feel shy, or we don't need to feel like people gonna mock at us if we are wearing glasses or contacts. We don't have to be like feeling bad about it, because end of the day everyone needs to be like, it's not necessary for everyone to be perfect. We need to be what we are, and then only we can able to succeed in life. So whatever we think we are having a challenge, whether it is physically, mentally, or any disability, we need to overcome it by motivating ourselves and by looking into what softwares or what equipments that are available outside that we can take in, and that we can bring it into our life and make our life more common. So thank you, professor, thank you for giving me this chance, and thanks guys, it was really a great class. And so far I have every week, I've been going over, listening to all the PowerPoint presentation that you guys are providing. It's absolutely fantastic information. I myself even thought of giving, for cognitivism, like I myself thought of like giving tools that are used, like resources that are available for students as part of cognitive. But this is something that really shook me up this morning. So I thought, why can't we think of visually impaired persons, and why can't we present like what are the softwares that are available for people who are visually impaired. So I hope I have covered everything that is necessary needed for this sort of presentation. And if you guys have any questions, or if you guys need this presentation just to look up, feel free to message me on my school email address. And once again, thank you, professor. Thank you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you.